Making the connection, Exodus 1 8 through 14. Do you believe this is happening today? Why or why not? Yes, slavery is a system in which principles of property law are applied to people, enabling individuals to own, buy, and sell other individuals as a form of property. Slaves are unable to withdraw from this arrangement and are typically forced to work for little to no pay. Slavery has played a role in the history of nearly every country on earth and remains a massive problem in many places around the globe. Today, 167 countries still have some form of modern slavery, which affects an estimated 46 million people worldwide. Modern slavery can be difficult to detect and recognize in many cases. This is because slavery has moved underground in most countries and because the definition of slavery has expanded and evolved over the past several decades. India has the highest number of slaves in the world. This is partially because India is one of the two most populous countries on earth, and partially because all forms of modern slavery exist in India, including forced labor, forced marriage, commercial sexual exploitation, bonded labor, and forced recruitment into armed groups. Do you believe the United States is capable of enslaving its own people and surviving as a country? Yes. Slavery was legalized on a state-to-state level in the early United States and was the primary cause of the American Civil War. Before the Civil War began in 1861, the United States had 15 slave states and 19 non-slavery states. Slavery was abolished throughout the U.S. following the Civil War, but slavery still exists all over America, and it's often hiding in plain sight. While any type of person can be enslaved, certain groups are often targeted due to their vulnerabilities. When someone is unfamiliar with their surroundings, part of a marginalized community, or desperate for work, love, and shelter, they're more easily taken advantage of. Many of these individuals have a history of abuse, addiction, or trauma. Perpetrators understand the vulnerabilities of these groups all too well. Are there modern forms of slavery that impact the world and their community for good? If so, who are they, and do you agree with the practice? I don't agree with any of the practice and definitely don't think slavery is good for any community. But there are modern forms of slavery. There's many forms of slavery. There's an estimated 45 million trapped in some form of slavery today. It can be called modern day slavery or human trafficking. The United Nations defines human trafficking as a recruitment, transportation, transfer, harboring, or receipt of persons by improper means for an improper purpose, including forced labor or sexual exploitation, and it takes on many forms today. Some of those forms include